Under the Feet of Jesus. Australia thinks about her life in the grape fields, and then the girl on the sun-made raisin box. This shows the systematic exploitation of migrants by the American agricultural and food industry. On pages 49 through 50, the description reads, "Carrying the full basket to the paper was not like the picture of the red raisin boxes Estrella saw in the market. Not like the woman wearing a fluffy bonnet, holding out the grapes with her smiling ruby lips, the sun a flat orange behind her. The sun was white, and it made Estrella's eyes sting like an onion, and the basket of grapes resisted her muscles, pulling their magnetic weight back to the earth. The woman with the red bonnet did not know this. Her knees did not sink in the hot white soil, and she did not know how to pour the basket of grapes inside the frame gently and spread the bunches evenly on top of the newsprint paper. She did not remove the frame, straighten her creaking knees, the bend of her back, set down another sheet of newsprint paper, reset the frame, then return to the Pisgah again with the empty basket, row after row, sun after sun." Viramontes describes the consequences of industrial farming and the resultant pesticide poisoning at the end of chapter 2. She writes of the simultaneous spraying of Alejo and Perfecto's struggle for memory, memories of birth defects and cancer, fears of babies born without mouths, while all around a rain of dead insects falls. Given these misrepresentations and terrors, Viramontes does not accept inaction as an alternative. The neglect and exploitation of migrants by society at large does not allow her to leave it be. Estrella is defined as a girl, woman of action, not words. In the first chapter, when her mother Petra says, "For the pay we get, they're lucky we don't burn the orchards down," and Estrella replies, "No sense talking tough unless you do it." In an interview, Helena Maria Viramontes sees herself as a third world feminist. Although she was raised in the urban barrios of East Los Angeles, both Viramontes and her parents worked in the fields of California during her childhood, and she draws upon her own experiences as a migrant in creating her novel. Viramontes' perspective on traditional Catholicism is that the religion is complicit with colonial oppression. In her personal writing, Viramontes advocates for women under brutal, repressive regimes. The first word in her title, Under the Feet of Jesus, implies that her entire novel can be read as proposing an anti-colonial understanding of Christianity as a colonizing religion that encourages and justifies the submission of the oppressed, both internally and socially. Thus, the fact that the pesticide-spraying biplane that ruins Alejo's health has a crucifix-shaped shadow is clearly not accidental. Later in the book, Estrella reaches an existential crisis. While at the clinic, she thinks God was mean and did not care, and she was alone to fend for herself, page 139, which she does moments later with a crowbar in hand. The beheading of Jesus at the end of Under the Feet of Jesus and Estrella's climb toward the heavens in the barn establishes her independence from the faith of her mother and father. In this way, Viramontes suggests that a new model of female empowerment and strength can replace the traditional ethnic strategy of prayer and recourse to the protection of a deity. The statue breaks, and Estrella herself symbolically replaces the image as she stands tall atop the barn that she has been forbidden to enter. Viramontes' work has been compared to the critical social realism of John Steinbeck. The stories of the migrant struggle in American literature and American culture are as diverse as the people who live such struggles each day. Helena Maria Viramontes reworks Steinbeck's story of migrant workers in her novel Under the Feet of Jesus, this time through the eyes of a young Latina woman. Bradamante offers a totally different cultural perspective, but she also demonstrates that conditions have only slightly improved for migrants in the 50 years since Steinbeck's novel first appeared. Under the Feet of Jesus has frequently been connected with the work of the new Chicana writers who gained prominence alongside her in the 1980s, among them Sandra Cisneros.